Hi Doc. Right, here's the demo of the alpha version of MobiFixIt. I'm not sure if you want to have a try and see how you feel. So first of all, you need to set some folders. So in this case, we've set the backup folder to MobiFixIt BU. Now, of course, you can set it to for network drives, so you can save it to your network as long as you've got a share on that network drive, so you can do that. But we'll stay with a dfix pickup at the moment, fixit BU. Okay, then you need to set your mobilize app data folders. That's where the app data is stored and where the projects etc. are stored. And I've tried to make that nice and easy. So if you click on auto search, then it will search your hard drive for the usual locations. Searching away, and as soon as it's finished searching, it will come up with your two drives, so two areas. So there's your one where your projects are stored, there's the one where the app data is stored. Now if that isn't correct, you can manually search and override the settings here. When you click OK, it will check to make sure that some certain files
are in those folders. In other words, that you've got the correct folders. So that one was okay. So we've now got our app data folders, a default project folder and our backup folder all set. Now if we want to find some projects and find out some details about them, so you can search, and it will search for anything under the folder that you pick. So if you selected drive D, then it's going to search the whole drive to find any projects. But for the time being, to keep it quick for this demonstration, we're just going to look at the ones in here. So it's now searching away in that folder and any subfolders, as you can see, and it's found the following projects. Now once you've found the projects, you can right click and show the details for that project, and it will show you then the project path, project name, the theme that was used, the first built with, in other words the first version of MobiFixIt you built that project with, and the last published version, so the last version you published it with. You can then get the option of changing the name of the project. So if you wanted it to be +2, say for example, that's now renamed that project, which we'll prove in a minute when we reload this page. You can copy the project to a new folder, and it will update the necessary locations and images. And this project's not in the recent projects list, so that wouldn't show on the left hand side in MobiFixIt as a currently being used project, and you can fix that and put it back into that list by just simply clicking the add to the recent sites list. So if we click OK and then just go back now, you'll see that's changed the name of the project to +2, but we'll just put it back for now. Okay, so that's how what you can do about viewing things on the project. Now you can also show the history files for that project. So as you can see, we've got a lot of history files. Now probably the ones back in December and November are no longer required, because obviously the latest ones will be more likely to be used, and they're taking up a lot of space on our hard drive, over 43 meg. So we can choose some to delete. So if we delete, let's see what we got there. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
So we'll delete 10 projects, the oldest ones. You can see the dates there. Sorry, I've gone the wrong way around. It wants to be the other way around. These are the newest ones. So they're the project files. So if we go up to the top, we'll delete the top 10, which is the 10 oldest, because these are in date order. Okay, so now we'll delete those. Okay, so now we've got it down to 35.39 megs in history files. So you can see that's quite a useful tool. In addition, you can back up that specific project rather than backing up all the projects. You can back up a specific project, and these are projects that you wouldn't have in your normal app data ones you've put on your hard drive somewhere. And to back it up is quite simple. You just click OK. It will then back it up to the backups folder. And the backup's complete. So you can do that for obviously any of the ones that you want to that are not in your app data project project folder, because you would back them up in one lump from the backup project data option. So if we now wanted to back up our user blocks, we would click on backup user blocks and click OK, and that will back up all your user blocks to your backup folder. Okay, they've all been backed up for us. Then we could back up our extensions. This might take a little longer. We've got over a gig by the looks of things in the extensions, or nearly a gig. So that's now going to back up all the extensions. If you've already backed up the extensions to that folder, then that will simply overwrite the backup, replacing any files that already exist. So we'll leave that to run. Okay, so we're just about there now with the backing up the extensions. Obviously, depending on how many extensions you've got, this could take some time. You know, here we're talking a lot of extensions, and they will also back up not just your MobiFixIt extensions, but any imported third-party extensions as well. So you'll get a full backup of all your extensions. So we should be there any second, so let's just let that finish. Always takes a bit longer if there's lots of small files. If there's small files, then the speed tends to reduce considerably, because it's got to read and write all the information for each file. We're nearly there. Okay, so we're just about there, and the backup of all the extensions has now been completed. Okay, so then we've got your backup, the project data. Now there's a folder that MobiFixIt uses to store all your images that it uses in projects. So you can back that up, and that's quite a quick one to back up. So that's backed up the project data. And then you've got your projects, so you can back up all your projects that are in the app data folder. And once you've backed them up, it's quite useful because you can then restore them, of course, whenever you want, or you can copy them to a new folder. So that's going to back up all the projects. And although there's a lot of projects in there, there's 5,123 files. It's only going to take about a minute, it says. So we'll let that carry on. Okay, so just got 5 seconds left now, so let's just back up the final project, or final couple of projects. Okay, so that's now done. So now we've got everything backed up, so that can be quite useful, and then we can back up the recents list. Now the recents list is one that shows all the items in the left hand side in MobiFixIt, all the current sites, and quite often MobiFixIt zaps that file and you end up with nothing in the recents list. And when you recover, it only recovers the stuff in the projects app data. It doesn't recover any of the ones in your standard projects. So we'll come to that in a minute as to how we can fix some of the things on that. So we'll back up the recents list. Okay, that's done. Okay, so now we'll go into the restore options, and here you've got your restore options. So you can restore user blocks. So first of all, it'll get a list of all the ones that are in your backup. So we've got 174 items in our backup. So if we wanted to restore one, for example, let's reinstall the agency footer. So we're going to restore that from the backup, and it's now been done. And you can restore 2 or 3 at a time, so or as many as you like at a time. So if we restore those 4, the restore has now been complete on those 4. Okay, so then you come to restore extensions. By the way, you get a preview of your extension in the right hand side too. Let's find one with a nice big one. There we go. Look. So that gives you a preview, providing that exists, of course. Sometimes it doesn't save a preview. Okay, so if we want to restore extensions, first of all, that will show you all the extensions you currently have installed. Or the ones you backed up, I should say. And they should be the same as the ones you have installed. And we've got a lot of extensions, so it takes a few seconds. Because we've also got our own custom extensions which are imported, and they're from third party. They're not standard extensions, but they've all been backed up as well, as you can see. Okay, so now we have all our extensions. If we wanted to restore one, we can do so simply by clicking restore, and it's been restored back to its original location. Okay, so then we've got the restore project data, and in this case, again,
you've got that will show you a list of all the things that are in the project data, and if they're an image, which they will most likely be, you can preview the images on the right hand side. They're all the same one. Okay, so that's all your again, to restore them, you can just select the ones you want to restore, and they will go back to where they came from. Then you've got your restore your project data in the app data. Again, that will find them all. So these are all the ones you've backed up from the app data. Okay, 240 in there. So, and again, if you click on the ones that will give you any screenshot that's in there, if it's available. Some of them don't have a screenshot. Okay, so that's all. And to restore one again, it's just simple. You just restore, and it's done. Okay, so to restore a custom project backup, so if you've backed up a project that's on a local hard drive, say in your D drive, then we've backed up a couple just so we can demonstrate that. Okay, we've got that one there and that one there. So if you want to restore those back to where they were originally on your hard drive, so in this case that will be in the folder D, lblog v4 plus project, you just click restore them two, and that's now restoring those two projects. And it will reset all the paths, etc. as well. Okay, so that's the restore menu there. So now if we go to the tools menu, right, you've got your check for updates. We're not going to go in and update because it hasn't been done yet. The what's news yet is just as before, it tells you what's new in the program, and the user guide I've got yet to do. Then we come over to the right hand side. Well, I've got some more stuff to do for the middle yet. And you'll see here we have details about the code editor. So code editor version 20 is okay for 383 to 465. Version 23 is for 465 or later, and version 25, 6, 7, 8, and 9, 25, 6, 7, and 9 are okay for 4.9 or later. Now, what it does mean is you can, with this little utility here, you can switch the editor that you're going to use with a particular version. So at the moment we're running on version 23. So if we open MobiFixIt 4.10.0, I think it is. You'll see that the code editor is the version 23 code editor. When it eventually loads. Okay, so if we look at the code editor, you will see that's, because you can tell from the bit at the bottom there, this is the standard version 23 code editor. Okay, so we'll need to close that. Now if we wanted to change it to version 29 code editor, then we simply click 29, you get a warning. It's now replacing code 23's code editor, version 23's code editor with 29. So now if we go to MobiFixIt 4.1 or any other version of MobiFixIt, if you go to a version that's not compatible with, then you will just get no code editor. So just be careful you select one with the right code editor.
Okay, so now if we look at the code editor, we've got version 29's code editor instead of version 23. So the program gives you easy conversion of which code editor you're going to use. So let's go back to code editor 23. That's done. Okay, so that's basically it at the moment. I'm just thinking of other things to put in on the tools page, and then we'll soon be ready for a beta version. Let me know what you think, and if you want to have a play with it as is at the moment, let me know and I'll put something together so you can install it and have a play with it. Okie dokie, speak to you later.